All right, welcome. I want to go live. I felt inspired today. I fired today. So as you come in, go ahead and tap the like. It definitely goes a long way. Tapping that like. If you feel like sharing this with anybody, share it with one person that you think about, that you love, respect, and care about. Share it with one person that you love, respect, and care about. That's interested in the financial markets. Maybe they're interested in technical analysis because that's specifically what I'll be going over. I'm going to put this chart on Bitcoin. I'm going to give it a while. I'll give it a little time, allow people to come in if they may. I'll answer any questions that you may have. I'll be strictly going over primarily supply and demand areas. I trade supply and demand areas, taking my trades from, man, Bitcoin's at 110, taking it from one zone to the next zone. So if I'm looking to buy something, I'll take it from the wholesale area, is what I like to call it. You may know it as the demand area. I just like saying wholesale and retail. Taking it from the wholesale area to the retail area. And if I'm looking for a sale, I'm taking it from the retail area to the wholesale area. And those trades, as a positional trader, swing trader, if you may, looking forward to holding the trades, let's say a few months. So go ahead and share this with someone. Tap the like. That is the entry fee. It's a simple entry fee. Won't cost you too much, but your time, maybe a little bit of attention, and maybe a little bit of energy as well. And I'm going to get into things. If you have any questions, I'm going to share this as well. Give me a moment. Let me share this within the Discord. I do have links in the bio for Discord. That is free general. What else? Substack. I have a Substack newsletter that goes out to 30 states and 29 countries at this moment. I am looking forward to expanding. I do look forward to expand because the more I expand, the more people I can help. The more I expand, the more people I can help. So I'm going to share this to the Discord and I'll go ahead and get started. I'm just going to be looking at a few things. I'll look at a few things. I'll share a few things as well. Let me do it this way. I'm gonna look at a few things. I'll share a few things. I'll share some websites, some tips, and let's see. Let me get this going. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Today is Sunday, the 28th of September. We're heading into the fourth quarter. As I said yesterday, hold your fours up. We're all heading into the fourth quarter. Expect a great fourth quarter. You have to imagine it first. It starts in the mind, and then you live it out. So go ahead and expect a great fourth quarter for yourself. All right. So I'm gonna take a look at a few things, and I'm just gonna navigate around the market. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be sitting here just talking about what I see and clearing up some charts. This is primarily what I like to do on weekends. This creates me a free weekdays. I live for the. I don't want to say it like that, but I'll say it. I live for the weekends. The weekends when I get the work done, and then we watch everything play out throughout the week. So I do enjoy Mondays. It's my favorite day of the week. So looking at Bitcoin right now, and I'm using TrendSpider. TrendSpider has a lot of tools, so I'll click on things and I'll kind of say whatever I say about them. Like this here is a trend. This is a trend analysis. Do I use it? No. I click on it sometimes, like I'm doing now. I'll click on it, and sometimes you can see I do not trade trends. I trade supply and demand. I don't trade with the trend lines. I trade supply and demand. But sometimes you can click on it and just see things clearly, right? So would you buy Bitcoin up here? I wouldn't. Why not? So on top of it being at that resistance line, this also here is a retail area. So I didn't take a sale yet. Maybe I missed it up here. I missed a sale opportunity up here, but there will be another selling opportunity because what goes up must also come down. That's just the laws of physics. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I graduated college. All right. I'm going to keep it 100. I do read, though. And that's the same thing they do in school. You read. So make sure you're reading. So looking at it, we would look to take Bitcoin whenever a selling opportunity does happen. I'm not saying that it wasn't up here. Matter of fact, let's look. So this is, I like to catch it off of resistance, but looking right here, I'm gonna use a line. I would have had to take the trade within this area, and was that possible? Yeah, that wasn't possible. I like for the stochastics to be on that daily time frame here at the bottom. I like for that stochastics to be above 50. And it was above 50 here, but it wasn't a trading opportunity available for myself. And I'll be going back and forth looking at the chat as well. Testing, testing, testing. I want to make sure my mic check, mic check. Oh yeah, we're working. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Bitcoin looking to take Bitcoin down. I see a buying range between 75,000 and 88,000. 88,000 and 75,000. Currently at 110. I'm gonna go down my E8 list. Let's do let's do this. I'll exit this. I'll exit that. I'll exit this. And we're gonna type in E8. E8 list. There we go. All right, looking at the SPX. I went over the SPX yesterday. If you caught the YouTube yesterday, I do believe that the SPX is overextended. It's not just a belief, it's what I see on the chart. Looking at the RSI, it's above 50. It's above 50. It is at 69. Now, that isn't saying that it cannot go higher. I'm not saying that it cannot go higher. What I'm saying is I wouldn't buy up here. I don't believe that's a buying opportunity. Buying near the highs. That's like going in a store and paying a retail price and looking to sell things a little bit higher. You can't bamboozle people out of that. You already paid the retail price. Why go buy it from you if they can go buy it from the store? So right now, this is the store price. Why would you buy SPX QQQ at the store price? Wait, because somebody has to buy it from you. Don't be the fool that gets caught holding the bag. The reason I say the word fool is because there's a theory, and I'm going to see if I can pull it up. It's called the fool theory. Let's see. Let's look up fool theory, and I'll definitely show that to you after I get it up here. Fool theory, fool theory. Let's see if I can find it. I know it's in a book. I definitely know it's in a book. I'm thinking, what's his name? Oh yeah, Alexander Elder. Alexander Elder. If I don't find it here, all right, here it goes. I found it. I'm gonna share this chart. Well, it's not a chart. It's a website I actually see it on right now. But I want to find it before I go ahead and switch it over. Before I switch it over, I want to show it to you and I'll read it over to you as well. Because maybe you're driving, maybe you got some other things going on and you're just chiming in. I definitely appreciate you for your time. They said it was on here. I don't see it. Let's look. Successful trading. I'm a fool theory. Oh, maybe I can search for it here. They're making me work for this. They're making me work to find it. I could just show the Google chart. I'm a fool. X's and demands. All right, I think I found something. Yep, yeah, that's definitely not happening. I would have to go through an actual book to show you that way. But basically, the fool theory is just saying that hey, I'm a person that's buying high and I'm looking to sell it even higher. There's not too many fools that's interested into the stock market. My phone is definitely ringing. There's not too many fools that's in the stock market. So you're buying something and looking to sell it to a fool, but yet in the market there's not many fools that's in the market, so you don't become the one that is. All right, so we don't want to overpay for things. Am I going to go down this full list? I'm gonna look at a few things. Let's look at this. Is always a different one to look at, which is oil. Oil was in a wholesale level. It popped out. It came out of that wholesale level. I didn't even see this. September the 23rd at 1 a.m. I didn't see this trade. This happened. I think it will pull back though. The stochastic is high right here, and this Fibonacci represents like also a resistance as well. So a support / resistance, depending on prices above or below it. There's a website I'm going to introduce you to as well. So let's take a look at it. Let me go over to it right now. It is rallies.ai. It's kind of like a stock. Let's share it. Let's see. So let me go and maybe if I click on, let's hit share. Let's see what happens. Oh, no, that's not it. what I'll do is if I click over here, share this tab. Oh, got it. So this is rallies.ai. Do I look at it often? No, just when I remember it. I do have it as a bookmark, and sometimes I'll just be doing things and I'll look at it. So we're gonna take a look at. Let's try to take a look at CL1. Oh wait, CL1 oil analysis. Am I spelling it right? I'm not spelling it right. Yeah, it's an L right there. All right, here we go. Just curious to see what it says. Now, let me before I go that point, let me look at it myself. Looking at oil from a buying area. So I'll speak on my point first, and then we'll go over and see what it says and see if I'm correct or anything like that. If it aligns, not if I'm correct. Who cares about being correct? 55 to 65 would be a wholesale area, looking to buy around that area. We consolidated at that area. I didn't buy because it was near the top point of that. I would like to buy it a little bit lower. It was at like say 64. That 64 area was still a buying area, but I would prefer to buy it at 55, 56 in that range. So below 60. Closer to the support line where it came up at recently or in the past. So that was May 2025. I would look to buy around that time. Now I will be right now. I'm waiting for it to possibly come back down. Let's see here. Oh, in retail, the retail area 70 to 87, or let's call it 70 to 80. Looking to sell between 70 and 80 on oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide over to this website. I'm going to share it with you as well, and I'm going to scroll back up, and we'll take a look at it. Oil has experienced volatility. September, hit the lows. Barrels were closing at 65.20 per barrel on September 26th after hitting the low 61.92. So they have some drivers and things that you can look at here. I honestly do not get into all of this. Sometimes I take a look at it, but not something that I'm really just diving into and making any decision off of. I literally making no decision based on what's being said. If it's not the charts, I it's not the charts. I trust in the charts. I trust. That is a philosophy that I go by. I look at the chart for any and everything regarding trading. I always look at the chart. But what I do want to see here on as well is the targets. Let's see target price. Question mark. So with potential dipping below 50, if it dips below 50, that'll be interesting. It's like 2026 and beyond. Wait, don't go. All right, I'll let that happen first. All right, so taking a look at the target prices. If a bearish case, they're saying below 57. JP Morgan is saying, or I'm saying below 50s is a bearish case. They're calling it 57. We're currently at 65. And they're targeting around September 64. We're currently at 65 right now. Future targets. So yeah, if I look at this right now, the range is 62 to 65 per barrel. I didn't want to buy it at my leg. I didn't want to buy it at that level. I wasn't looking to buy it at that level. So that's oil. What else will we take a look at? Let's go to Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum. I'll click around on some buttons here. Also checking the chat as well. If you have any questions, please let me know. Ethereum's currently at 4,043. It passed up that golden ratio, and that golden ratio right now is acting as a support line. What once was resistance is now a support line. So we're still holding up. So let's look at this trend line. Let's see what happens here. When I look at trend lines, I don't like to go through candles. The candle went to this point for a reason, so I don't like to look through candles. That's why I say I don't use it all the time. I'll use it right here. Let's see. So now I'll use that one just to click on it. Now what I'll see is it looks like I would see what happens when we get to this support line. Now this trend line right here will be a pullback. Now, honestly, I would think that we would break through that and become more bearish. I think that we'll break through that and become, but there's something to wait on right now. I'm not saying that that's going to happen right now, but overall, I'm long term bullish on Ethereum, but it still can pull back, right? So if we just look, I always say there's four things. You find the current market price, the current market price 430. Then you do what? You look to the left, look to the bottom to the left, find your swing low, and then you'll look to the top to the left and find your swing high. Now, our recent swing high was right here. We have went and broke past that, and now we're below it. All right, so that's acting as a what? It's acting as a resistance. It's acting as a resistance now. So it broke through resistance, and now price is pretty much below it right now, and it's acting as a resistance. So it broke through resistance, became a support. Now it broke through the support. It's a resistance. That's the way I look at it. So even if I went over here, even if I went over here to this high, that still would be a point where it got to, and it came back down. So I will be looking for it. So we would need more bullish pressure to go above that. A lot of orders were just say taken at that, were sold at that time, because people had bought up here. There was people holding a bag at this price, right? So they bought down here. Just giving an example, they bought down here, and then some people had bought up here, and they're holding that. But those people were in profits. So imagine being in Ethereum, Bitcoin, or anything like that, where you're at the all-time high. That means 100% of the people that's holding that coin, they're in profits. It's nothing. That's a great thing, right? So you could also take profits at that level as well. Yesterday, I was speaking about NZD USD. I saw this trade as a 618 or a 382 pullback, whichever way you want to look at it, but it was a pullback. So I will be watching this trade when the market opens. I won't take it this week. I won't take that trade this week. We talked about LMT and the recent Substacks, and also on YouTube, we talked about it as well. This is a key note. I really like to see the fractal before I take the trade. If I see a fractal, I like to see the fractal before I take the trade. Why do you like to see a fractal before I take the trade? Great question. I'm glad that you asked. Because the fractal to me represents a support and resistance. So we see it bounce off for support, and then it continue back up. Now it's breaking these highs, it's breaking past these previous highs, looking to go higher, as it has been. Same thing for, I think, the UPS, or maybe it's FedEx. FedEx, UPS, tomato, same thing, right? All right. If you're trading FedEx, you could also trade UPS because it's lower. The price is lower. They may follow. I'm not saying they always follow each other, but they should coincide with each other. So looking at this right now, I will say that it is very undervalued. And how do I know that? Let's see. UPS analyst rating and target. I'll show this screen. We'll take a look at it together. Happy Sunday to you. Hope that you're having a beautiful day on this glorious Sunday that we're having. It's a beautiful day outside. I know. Hold on, wait. Let me check the time. I'm gonna be very transparent with y'all. I love. I like. You know what I'm gonna say? I love watching Lamar Jackson play football. I feel like he's one of the top quarterbacks, just like a Hall of Fame quarterback, and we have an opportunity to watch him in his prime. So I'll be watching football around 3 or whenever they play. I'll watch some football and do some other things like that. But back to this chart here. Looking at UPS is currently at $83. Now, let's this is rallies.ai again, right? So maybe you just want to stock invest. I like this website. This website, I trust my skills in charting first, but this website hasn't done me any wrong. It hasn't. So looking at UPS, I spoke about it as a buy. What did they speak about it as? A buy. All right, a strong buy from whatever these analysts said. Now the analysts, well, who knows these analysts? I don't know them, but I do believe that they're educationally, they went to school for these things. Now I can chart, but analysts, they're looking at the fundamentals and all the other X, Y, and Z's, right? They're the people that I would have been cheating off of in school. I'm gonna be honest. I would have cheated off of those analysts in school. So why not do it right now? All right. So looking at UPS, they're looking at UPS as a buy, and as well as I am. All right, it's currently at $83, as I said. The target price, the average, just the average price is $83. I mean, I'm sorry, the average price is 95 for the target. So if you buy it right now at 83, that's like putting your dollars into a good stock. It's like putting your money, your bad money, into good money because it's going to grow. I'm not saying that the dollar isn't going to grow. Maybe it'll go up some, but it can go up a lot faster if you put it into a stock or a crypto, right? So looking at this one, the average analyst target is 95. The highest target is 120. Let's go back over to the chart. Let's see what 120 looks like over on the chart. Now let's chart this up. They said 120. If I was to do it, I would look at it. Well, first and foremost, we'll put the trend line. Let's just see what the trend line looks like. Do we like this trend? I can do this. I'm fine with this. All right. I never want to go through candles. So this one doesn't go through any candles. So if I look at it, I'll say, okay, this is our downtrend. Eventually, I'll be looking for us to break up this trend. All right. So what I really would do is come here. I'll make a wholesale level. I see that we're below the wholesale level, and I go up top and I see that we have a retail area. Now, this is nothing but Fibonacci's. Just using your Fibonacci's. So we're below value right now. I'm not saying buy right now. We need to wait for a reversal to happen, because once the reversal happens, we can take a PSAR entry on our 4-hour, and we'll look to hold this trade for months, 3 to 6 months, and take it from, let's call it 90 to 108, buying it between a 90 and 108, and then taking it to 119 to 136, 119 to 30 to 136. That's the retail area. 119 to 136. Let's go back over the rallies. Now, rally says the highest target is 120. Well, we just said 119 to 136 is where we would look to take profits. Did I say anything different than what the analyst says over here on the chat AI? No. Nope. So let's continue looking at it. A dividend yield. They pay a dividend yield of nearly 8%. Wow. Interesting. Now, what's the average? Watch this. Let's ask questions. Questions will lead you somewhere. What's the average dividend yield? What's the average dividend yield, let's say, in the market? So I know it's not 8%. So you're getting a stock that's below value, and then you're coming in with a dividend yield where the dividend yield is between, of the S&P 100 or 500, the largest cap stock is between 1.5 to 2. Now, when I do talk about dividends, I always say multiply that by 2 and then look for your dividend yields. Multiply by 2. So when you're looking at a dividend stock, look for ones that's over 4%. All right. If you want to say the high dividend sector, they say 3 to 5. So multiply that by 2. Look between 6 and 10. All right. Now we're going to go with 6 and 10. We see that mega large cap stocks are 1 to 5, and then we see the high dividend sector is 3 to 5%, right? So we're going to multiply that by 2 because we want to beat the market. Now we're looking at 6 to 10. Between 6 to 10, now you're talking about a good dividend stock. I just showed you UPS is at 8. So not only are you getting a value in the stock, you're also getting a value in the dividend yield by beating the market. This stock alone, not just alone, but this stock will increase your chances on beating the market. You get what I'm saying? Is that clear as mud? Okay, I got you with the fractals as well. I'm gonna go back over here to the fractals on that chart, and I'm going to clear. Now the way let's go to, I'm gonna go to LMT. I think that was an example. Okay, great. So LMT, I like using the fractals on a higher time frame because the way I look at it is as a support. The green ones are my support. The red ones are the resistance. Years of doing this, I've noticed don't take a trade before you get a fract. Don't take a trade before a fractal. Don't take a trade before a fractal. And I'm not, even if I took a trade, say between these two candles, okay, just say you got stopped out, right? It's okay to get stopped out. Go for another swing. It may not be the first trade you take, but it may be the second one. And as we see, LMT is doing great right now, right? But I always wait and look to my left, and I want to see a fractal. I'll give another example. USD CAD is current trade I'm in. We're doing tremendous on this trade inside of the community. If you're in the USD CAD, a lot of people, they take trades. They take one trade, they get BTA, right, and then they don't take another trade. It hits them, it punches them in the mouth. What Mike Tyson say? Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. What I want us to do is get back up and continue with the plan. Because even if you take a loss, we didn't take a loss on the trade, but I'm just giving an example. If you took a loss on a trade, get back up because it may not be that one. You can be at the right place at just the wrong time, but you're at the right place, so stay there. Just get back up, and that's what happened right here. So back to the fractal example. Notice that at the top, right? I'm gonna make the screen bigger. At the top, you get a fractal. You get in the trade, you get a drop. You get a fractal, you get in the trade, you get a push. I always look to the left and look for a fractal. That's something I'm updating on the course as well because I saw that it wasn't on there and said that way. But I look to the left to look for a fractal because the fractal means, hey, we found a bottom. That should make very clear, logical sense. Hey, we found a bottom. Hey, we found a top. It's telling you specifically what's happening. Let me know if that makes sense in the chat. Okay, perfect. Clear. That's clear. Clear as mud. That's military terms. All right. So that's USD CAD. Now the next one I'm looking at for a future trade is this one, USD CHF. Change the chart. All right. So looking at USD CHF, and I'm going to erase this. We're below value right now. I'm going to first just look at a trend line just to see what we have. Watch this. Uh-oh. Bam. Oh, I'm trying to erase this real quick. All right. So like I said, I don't like to go through candles. So I'll look at this just to see what we have. And also, okay, reminder, I don't like to go through candles, but I just see something right here. So I'll look at it. Now let's make this screen bigger. Now I'm gonna go back to this whole thing about the fractal. You get a fractal. Hey, we found the top. What do you get? A drop. Right? I'm not saying it has to line up with the full trading plan though. So it's not just, oh, a fractal, it means it's gonna drop. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the fractal represents a resistance in this case. It represents a support in this case. Now the rest of the trading plan has to line up for you to take the trade. Your RSI needs to be below 50 if you're bullish on the trade. All right, let's use this example. If you're bearish on the trade, your your RSI needs to be above 50. Your daily time frame, the stochastics needs to be above 50. That way you can be envision yourself as that stochastics. I'm going to put a line right here. Watch this. Stay with me now. All right. You envision yourself as that stochastics. You want to get in on the trade. I'm going to make it bigger. So this was above 50. I like to look at the D%. Why do I look at the D%? The D% represents the like pretty much a moving average of the stochastics. The K line is the fast line. The D% is the slow line. Now the slow line is like a moving average. I want the moving average because the moving average to me, I want to be confident in knowing that it's not the fast line. Now the D line on this one, if I'm correct, is the red one. Let me verify. I click on this just to see the D line. Yes, correct. I'm right. All right, so the D line is the red one. So when you were to take this trade, the D line was above what? It was above 50. It was at 53. I'm okay with that because I want to ride the wave. You're the stochastic. Imagine you as the trader, you're the stochastic. Now, once you get in, you want to make sure that you can go down on a sell. And we trade from one zone to the next zone. All right, so we would have took that trade in this zone. I'm not sure if we did or if we didn't. I have to check my records. So we're looking to take it from one zone, right, to the opposing zone, and we get out of the trade, and we made profits there. So now what I'm saying is we're waiting for the opportunity, and maybe I'm not honestly. I think we get a new candle. What's the 29th? Not today, right? Sunday. Oh, I'm gonna find out today about this candle thing because I've been doing this for so long, and I still don't know when this weekly candle will come. Either it'll be today or tomorrow. I've also lived in different places as well, so time zone plays a part in it as well. But I believe when the market opened up, we'll get a new candle. We get a new candle. Let's look for it. If I see a fractal right here, I'm okay with taking that trade. Now, when do you take that trade? Well, the PSAR gives me my entry. The PSAR stands for parabolic stop in reverse. I use it as my 4-hour entries. It's for my entries. You enter the trade. Hey, where are you going to enter the trade at? I'm going to enter with the PSAR. Well, where's the PSAR? Look for it. It's on the screen. There's nothing that I'm doing that another person that I'm telling can't go do the same thing. And if we all got together and we called each other and say, hey, let's take a look at you. Hey, USD trade, enter the PSAR. And if we're all doing the same thing, guess what? We all get in the trade. It's like having multiple minds, multiple eyes, because we're all moving in a unity. That's why I created Holistic Traders. I wanted to create something where we all can move in unity together, where everybody is doing the same thing, to the fact that if I'm busy, I'm only one person. But if another person sees the same thing, we can all work together to get to where we want to go, right? All ships rise with the tide. Now, I'm not, you really can make the same profit. It's literally made that way. The whole system is made so if you follow it, everybody can do the same thing. But the only thing is the emotional barrier with people. People will do what they want to do. And also, everybody has different accounts as well. So somebody, hey, man, I have enough profits. I'm getting out. I don't do that. I really look to take it from zone to zone, sticking with the trading plan. It plays a huge factor into the trading. Yeah, I use the PSAR. Great question. I use the PSAR on the lower time frame only. Well, hold on, wait. Let me say it like this. I use the PSAR for my entries on my 4-hour. On the 4-hour, I use the PSAR for the entry. And depending, now this is something that you got to kind of look at. And I think this will be a great example on this chart. The stop, where will your stop loss be? You can use the stop loss. There's two options. You can use option A, which is more conservative. Let me say, no, more risky. It's more risky because you can potentially get wigged out. The 4-hour, you can enter the trade. When that PSAR flips, it's going to give a stop loss. It's going to do a PSAR flip, and that's going to be the stop loss. You can use it that way. Or if you want to be a little bit more conservative, you can go over here to the weekly time frame, and you can add your your PSAR there. All right. So watch this. If you say you get in a trade up here, right? Your PSAR, you got in the entry on your 4-hour, your PSAR trade stop loss is up here. And now you just slow trail it. Look at this. You slow trail it to the opposing zone. Now that I use this to take profits. So I get in the trade, I use my stop loss, depending if I want to be risky or conservative on the trade, right? I get in the trade, I use the PSAR, and then now you can trail it based on your weekly. Once you break even, stay there. Break even. Once you break even, stay there. No need to keep trailing it. Once you break even, stay there and wait to take profits in the opposing zone. Well, how do you know to take profits? How do you know where you're going to take profits in the opposing zone? Great question again, right? This is your wholesale level. Watch this. This your wholesale level. Take profits when the PSAR hits in the opposing zone. Incredible, right? There's not much to think about if you have a technical plan already set in place to conquer any questions that you may have. Any question you have, anyone has, I should have an answer on it because I've been doing this and I've thought of it. I've failed already to figure out. I went through the L's that most people take as losses. I take them as lessons to continue to learn. The things that we grow through in life is for us to grow through. It's not the way. It's the way you do. The way you do one thing in life is the way you do everything. So the things we go through is for a reason. We just don't see that reason yet. So you got to take yourself out, which is the reason why I meditate. It's to take yourself out of the now. It's to take yourself out of the busyness of the now and be more present. Be more present with the now more so. Be more present with the breath and to see the overall view, because what you're going through in anything, even in trading, in life, it's a bigger reason for us to do that. I know it's Sunday, but I ain't trying to preach. All right. So that's that. That's that for USD CAD. Let me know if that makes sense in the chat when the PSAR flips. Yeah, when the PSAR flips, that's when you can take profits in the opposing zone. Yes, on contract, 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months on contracts. I found that to be, I can measure it, and you can measure any trade. I'll measure this one right now. You can measure the trades and you get a gist. I know how long it's been as far as my trades, how long on average my trades last. So I'm doing it based on the average of my trades. Now, what's another way? You can go back and back test. We can, so I'll make this one a little bigger. Let's see here. Let me move this, and I'll use the measuring tool. And we can back test a lot of them, but let's just call it from this red line to a take profit point. Let's just call it here. That was 4 months. So we're just talking about average. Let's go to QQQ. From one zone to the next, all right? Let's see. Let me use okay, so here we go. That I'll start at like a fractal. Like maybe let's start at the fractal next candle or the fractal breakthrough. Because I'm really the fractal breakthrough, right? So this is the fractal. This candle here is the fractal. I mean, to me, I'll say like, oh, it's a good buying opportunity in between this candle, and then it breaks out, right? So I'm just gonna take it from like say this area. I'm gonna be modest, right? I could go here, but I'm just gonna say where the breakout is. You know what? Let's not do it like that. I'm gonna go straight from here. Let me look. I'm gonna actually use the PSAR. That PSAR entry for that trade, the PSAR entry is in the wholesale area as well, right? So this was the PSAR entry. I missed this one because it turned around too fast. I didn't get a chance to catch it. And then let's see here. Let me make it go to all zones or all time frames. All right. So if it just saying from zone to zone, the top of the zone was 3 months, 3 months and 4 weeks. So 4 months. All right. So to the top of that zone, what the entry of that zone was 2 months. It's just call it this. Let's call it 3 months, right? They say 2 months and 3 weeks. So let's call that 3 months. The top now, this is QQQ, right? Yeah, this is QQQ. Now this is 4 months. We've been trending up for 5 months. So okay, let's go to Bitcoin. Now I'm just talking about I'm just going off of average. Now I have an average. I do use TradeZilla to track my trades and things like that. So I'm going to do a zone again. I'll do the zone I'm just doing zone to zone. Zone to zone. All right. And then we're going to look at a little buying area. Oh, you know what? Let's do it like this. Let's go back up here. Yeah, where is it? Okay, here we go. All right, broke out here. To enter the zone, 3 months. The top of that zone was 4 months. So that's why I say 3 to 6 months. Now 3 months, 3 months you're being a little bit, if you get the movement that you're looking for from trading zone to zone in 3 months, you're gonna make a great profit because it's more riskier. It doesn't on the swing trading side, it sounds more riskier. It's compared to day trading. If you bought like a weekly chart, a weekly option trade. I'm sorry, option contract. You bought a weekly option contract. If you bought a weekly option contract, well, that's very risky. So swing trading, like 3 to 6 months, just get that now you just go from risky to conservative. All right. So 3 months, we'll call it risky, and we'll say 6 months is more conservative. So it just depends on how you want to look at it from there. But 3 to 6 months, the way I envision it, the way I look at it, I am a prop trader. I'm a retail prop trader. But as far as what do the professionals do? Well, I know that they send out quarterly statements, right? Quarterly. So there'll be quarterly statements. They should. I'm not sure if they already came or not, but there'll be quarterly statements coming out here soon. Why? Because we're at the end of a quarter, going into a new quarter for the fourth quarter. So they send out quarterly statements. So what's your quarterly statement? We need quarterly statements as traders as well. We should treat our business as a business and not as a hobby. If you treat it as a hobby, you get paid as a hobby. You treat it as a business, you get paid as a business. So what kind of business do you want to have? You are the business owner of your business. Make sure you balance your balance statements. I use TradeZillow to make sure that I'm keeping myself honest because I'm a business owner. This is my business. My business is the business of trading and sharing information. I'm not this YouTube is free. My business is trading. I share information because if I just trade it alone, I think that's very selfish of me. I want to leave something on this universe, which is why I'm creating YouTube. I was actually inspired by listening to other people's YouTube that have passed away and realized that they've left something behind that you can listen to. You can download their videos and you can keep them for forever. You can pass them off to your kids to listen to if you feel that moved by there, because we don't know that YouTube will always be around. All right, so that's kind of my thought process and why I wanted to share this information on here. What else can I look at? So yeah, taking a look at things like that. But you can use I use rallies. You can use rallies. As I rather use rallies. I don't see a membership right there. I think it was free. Looking at rallies again. Rallies website. Let's go. Let's navigate rallies real quick as well. I've never done this. I never navigated it. You got the analyst. Maybe you look at this and we see something. This is like Frontier. So Frontier, yeah. Let's look at CarMax. CarMax says $60. So let's take a look at a chart. KMX. Let's just see where it's at. It says $60. Wow. Look how low it is right now. Now, I'm not going to invest in CarMax, but think about what just happened. Looked at it. We saw that they have a target price of 60, and we see that it's way below value right now. It dropped below value. And it could potentially present a buying opportunity. The RSI is low. The stochastic is low. Remember that if you're a trader, you want to be the stochastics. You want to get in at the bottom and allow it to go up. Would this be a bad buy right now? I don't see CarMax as a necessity. All right. I don't see CarMax as a necessity. But just giving you an idea. I'm going to go back over here to rallies. Yep, it had gap down, so we can look for it to at least fill the gap. So if you're looking at something like this, and maybe Pan W Palo answer, yeah. Let me get to line, y'all. Palo Alto Networks. All right, so I'm gonna go over to the chart. Let me check it again. 245. It says 245. It is currently 202, and they give it a 245. Now 245. That's them saying like, hey, we're looking for it to break out. I can look at this chart right now and say, hey, they're looking for it to break out. When would you enter? Just look for a PSAR entry. I'm not saying it's going to go back down to this part right here, but 245. That's the golden ratio. They're not giving you any information that's not on this chart. And now, okay, let's go back to this whole fractal thing that I was talking about. Oh, he talking about those fractals. Look, you get a fractal. Hey, guys, we found the bottom. What happens? I'm not saying every time, but when it aligns, it aligns. This time it aligned. You get the fractal, right? You get the stochastics now, and you enter with the PSAR. PSAR entry, trail it up. break even. You could let me see here. You can use the PSR here, and I consider this being more risky if you're looking to if your stop loss is closer, you're gonna potentially you're most likely risking more. It'll be the same amount that you can be still risking $500, right? But it's gonna be more. What do they call them? I want to call them contracts. They're not called contracts in Forex. Your I cannot think of the name. Your lots. So your lots. You're going to be risking more lots than if you use a PSAR, if you use the stop loss on here. So the reason why I said sometimes you're not going to be able to look at it that way is because notice that when you entered the trade here, this is why I said two options, A or B. When you entered here, there was no PSAR for you to place it at. Now you could place it at the low below this fractal using that previous support line as your stop loss, which is I guess option C, because there is no PSAR on the weekly. So that's why I said you can go with option A, which is to use it on this time frame. But my thing about that is I don't want you to get stopped out of a trade too early. Over time, you could do it. You can get a look for it and seeing how you feel. I know how I feel about it. So I'm sharing, I guess I shared 3 ways you can kind of look at it. Because if there's not a PSAR available on the weekly, well, how do you be more conservative? Well, you can place your stop loss below that previous support line, aka that fractal. All right. So if you haven't tapped the like button, make sure you tap the like button. If you haven't hit subscribe, make sure you tap subscribe. I do these off the cuff. I do them whenever I have that energy where I just really want to share some information. But the first thing in order to share information is you have to have information to share, right? That means you have to read. You have to be continuing to grow, because if not, you're going to continue to repeat the same thing over and over and over again like a broke down pastor. You have to keep on learning, keep on growing. So I asked this question: what book are you reading? What books are you reading? I recommend books. JD Rockefeller has a book that he wrote, 38 Letters to His Son. I just finished that one. I have a list of books. I have a great library. Great minds have great libraries. You need a great library. So I recommend books in our group. I always recommend books. I recommend that you read about your profession. If you want to become the best in your profession, I'm a trader. I read about trading and listen to trading all the time. Mostly I read about trading from greats only. I don't want to listen to just anybody. I want to listen to the greats. So read books, continue to grow yourself, turn off the music sometimes and put on a book. Know books more than you know music. If you can repeat some of those songs, although I'm aware that they're shorter, what can you repeat about a book? It should have that same mindset in order to continue your growth. So I say that you should fill your glass in order to pour into others. If you're always pouring into others and you're not filling into yourself, you have nothing to pour. All right. Back to this chart. Let's see here. We went to Bitcoin, Ethereum. Let's talk about there's a quote. And let's see if I get this quote correct. John McAfee said it's easier to take a stock from 3 cents to $3 than it is to take a stock let's not use stock, it's crypto. It's easier to take a crypto from 3 cents to $3 than it is to take from 300 to 30,000. All right, I'm gonna say it one more time. Let's think about this. Let's walk through this together. It's easier to take a crypto from 3 cents to $3 than it is to take that crypto from 300 to 30,000. How many can you buy at 3 cents? How many can you buy at 300? I don't care who you are. You still can buy more at 3 cents than 300. Now, the movement on that, it's easier to take it from 3 cents to 300 than 300 to 30,000. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about. All right. I call these my legacy makers. If you made it this long, you just made it to something. I rarely share this kind of stuff. All right. So, legacy makers. let's look at V chain. Now, V chain. Let's let's go to here. Let's go over here to rallies. We're gonna type in V chain analysis and what they do. Question mark. We'll do this layman's term because I speak layman's. V chain analysis and what they do. Let's see if it pulls up something for us. I don't know if it will or if it won't, but we're gonna see. We're gonna find out today. Bear with the charts as the charts are charting. All right. What is V chain? Let's let it load up first because it'll keep moving. And I ain't got time for all that. All right. And then we'll see. Wait, let's go. Let's start at the top. Let's see about V chain. I have 3 that I like, that I really like. And because the reason I like them is because I look for things that you actually can use in real life, that you can see benefiting the world and helping others. So let's see if this is one of them. VeChain is a blockchain platform designed to help big companies track products like food, verify authenticity. If I said that correctly, I know. Whatever. Like if you get a bag, a Louis Vuitton bag, a Gucci bag, can you verify that it's even real and improve the transparency, especially in supply chains? Okay, supply chain. Imagine you're buying expensive wine or a designer bag. VeChain Tech lets you scan a code and see exactly where it came from, who handled it, and if it's the real deal. Type of 1 in the chat if that sounds like something that's viable to real life. If that's something that you can see in the future being necessary in real life to make sure that you know that, hey, where did my food come from? I actually hear these questions now, and I have the insight of some information where I can say, man, there's definitely people asking, where did my food come from? VeChain is allowing to track and know that. That sounds like something that we could. What about handbags? What about clothing? It's the real deal. Is this the real art? Am I buying the real deal or am I fit? Let's take care of that. VeChain does that. Main use, start to finish, like farm to table. Who uses it? Big brands, BMW, Walmart, China. I'm not sure if that says Walmart China or China and Walmart. I don't know. And Bayer, which is, I believe, a medical company, right? They use VeChain. So I'm not talking about something that ain't being done. I'm saying something that is being done. Use VeChain to make sure that their products are genuine and safe. Do you care about other genuine and safe products that they're eating and consuming into their body? Not represent VeChain. VeChain uses a special kind of blockchain built for business. It has 2 tokens. VET, the main token, used for staking and voting on decisions. That's what I'm speaking. And then they have Veto, which is used for transactions like gas on Ethereum, and most of it gets burnt, making it scarcer over time. Interesting. I just learned something new. I didn't know that they burned it and it makes it scarcer. Interesting, very interesting. That's 856. Interesting. That's 856. I'm going to take a look at that one as well. So VeChain system is constantly being upgraded in 2025. And more decentralized. Now, if anybody knows me, they know I'm a fan of decentralization. I won't speak too much on that. Meaning more people can help run the network. Matter of fact, when I do say decentralization, there's one decentralized cryptocurrency that I know of, and it is called Monero. 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 Decentralization. All right. So VeChain, why is it important? Real world use cases, adaptations. All right. So that's VeChain for you. Does it make sense? Type of 1 in the chat or let me know what you think about it in the chat. Leave a comment below. If you're reading this after the case, let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about VeChain. Is that something that you could use or see people using in the future? that's something that I'm willing to invest my dollars in. All right. So now to another. Well, let's take a look at the chart. All right. We'll take a look at this chart. I'm going to add right now. Let me see if I can do it here. All right. I'm going to add Veto as well. What it's called. I'm going to add it over here as well. That may not be correct. Let me try. It says Coinbase. So V. Let me just make sure I want to make sure that the price is correct. Okay. All right. So I'll just have it over here. They should have moved the same anyway. But I'm just gonna try this. Well, I could look at. Let me erase this. Step number 1: current market price, 2 cent. CMP. First thing, right? Current market price. Look to the left, the swing low. We this is like the swing low. That's one swing low. Do we have another one? Swing low. Do we have another one? They're about the same, right? So I mean, let's see here. If I go, let's just move it over. Let's just call it. We can just call it here. Current market price. Look to the left. Look to the bottom to the left. We're looking for the swing low. Look at the top to the left. We're looking at the top to the left. So I would just go right here. That's one area. This will be another area, and then here will be another area. All right. Now, watch this. Let's line that up with some Fibonacci's. Well, looking at that, if this is a low, this is the retail area right here. Between this one and here is the retail area. Below, above that is our golden ratio. So it's saying, man, price has already been up here before. So if you're buying it down here, at minimum, if you believe in it, and it believes as well, if the market believes in it, we know that we can take it at least up here. Now, this is taking something from 2 cents to 5 to 3 cents to 5 cents to 8 cents. These are 3 targets. Let's measure the targets now. All right. So let's just say if you had it today. The first target, you're looking at a 57% gain. The second target, you're looking at 170% gain. The third target, you're looking at a 273% gain. All right. So let's do math. Let's do math. Give me 1 second. Let me show y'all something. All right. So, y'all thought I was going to talk about math or do math? Ha. Yeah, right. Watch this. Let's take 1,000. Let's be how much can the average American invest in crypto? Watch this, y'all. Stick with me, all right? If I spell something wrong, I don't care. I do it all the time. Let me move this real quick. All right. So we're looking at the average. So the average person can just say, suppose someone has a portfolio of 500. Okay. So I just want to do the average. All right. So we're going to take 500. So 500 into the chain, and it increases between 168% and 168 and 270. Increases 168% and 270%. How much will you have gained? Question mark. Let's see if we get a good answer. All right. $500, taking that 500 on the first run up, you're looking at 1,300 on the second run up. You're looking at 4,900. So you'll be anywhere in between on that 13 to 4,900 on a $500 investment. Am I making sense? Is that making sense to everyone? All right, type of 1 in the comments as well. I know that people will be coming back to this information as well, and I hope that they do. And I hope that they share it with somebody. When you hear this information, make sure that you share it with somebody. If you made it this long and you heard this information, it's imperative to share it with somebody. I'm not saying it just because it's me. I'm saying it because of the information. looking at information and sharing it. That's all. All right, so that's VeChain. CeeLo. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but CeeLo, what is CeeLo? We're going to take a look at it. Let's go to rallies again. What about CeeLo USDT? Let's see what CeeLo USDT is. And I only have one more after this one as well. And then I'll let you enjoy your Sunday. I hope you're enjoying it right here with me as we're live on Sunday with Immaculate. All right, so what is CeeLo? CeeLo is a blockchain designed to make using cryptocurrency as easy as sending a text message. Pause. Make crypto as easy as sending a text message, especially for who? Developing countries or those without access to traditional banking. So if you don't have a bank, you don't have access to a traditional bank, well, hey, CeeLo is going to give you access to that. And how easy is it going to be? Can you send a text message? Who has a cell phone? Everybody. If you can send a text message, everybody can do it. That's what CeeLo is doing. It's offering banking to the people that are unbanked around the country, the world, Craig, not just America, any third world country, anywhere that you may not have access to a bank for whatever reason, they're going to give you access to it. What's their main use? Well, let's see here. The idea is to let anyone with a smartphone send, receive, and store their money securely. Their main use, mobile payments, whatever that other word is, and decentralized finance, DApps. Who uses it? People and businesses looking for fast, low cost, and easy use to digital payments, especially in regions where banking is hard to access. You can't access banks everywhere. If you're an American and you go to a country where you can't even speak their language, well, guess what? You ain't banking with them. Not saying you're not, right? But just imagine. Go with me, right? Close your eyes and just imagine when you go to another country, it's not going to be as easy to get in their bank without their requirements. But until you meet those requirements, at least you have a way to have currency. All right, here we go. So how does CeeLo work? And remember, we're thinking about things that could help the nation, the world, help people. Can this help people? Type of 1 and type of 2 in the chat. We did one. Type of 2 in the chat if this could help people, giving them access to finances, access to transact money around the globe. Type of 2 in the chat if that will make sense. All right, so how does CeeLo work? CeeLo blockchain is optimized for mobile devices. It lets users send crypto to phone numbers instead of their complicated wallet addresses that people don't know and understand. Your grandparents don't understand your crypto numbers and your seed phrases. They don't. Not all of them. Which one is easier? Sending a text message? Have you got a text message from your grandparents? Or have you got crypto from your grandparents? Have you got crypto from your elderly? Have you got a text message from your elderly? All right. So if you said yes to you got a text message, and no to you got crypto from them, well, here we go, making it a yes by allowing a text message to send crypto. Now you get the best of both worlds. All right. So CeeLo is a blockchain optimized for mobile devices. It lets users send crypto through phone numbers instead of using their complicated wallet addresses, making it super user friendly. Just like the iPhone, in my opinion, it's user friendly. That's why a lot of people like it. I'm biased on that because I do have an iPhone. CeeLo is the main token used for governance, which allows you to vote on the network changes and staking. And then they have the other ones that are stablecoin. They're stablecoin pegged to the US dollar, making it easy to use crypto without worrying about the price swings. That means that they're going to stay at a certain price. It's going to be pegged. It's going to be the same value. It's a stable coin. It's stable. All right. Why is CeeLo important? Financial inclusion. CeeLo mission is to bring financial services to billions of people who are unbanked and underbanked. Mobile first, making blockchain. Most blockchains are built for computers, but CeeLo is built for smartphones, making it more accessible globally, eco-friendly. CeeLo uses a proof of stake system, which is more energy efficient than Bitcoin's proof of work. If you like what I'm talking about, make sure that you like the YouTube also. I know that we're more than the hour in, and I promise I'm gonna let you go after one more. We're gonna take a look at one more. We'll take a look at the trade, and then we'll take a look at one more, and I'll keep this brief for you. All right. I don't want to steal too much of your time. I appreciate you being here with me today, and I appreciate you for going back and sharing the video. Also, even watching the video now. I hope that this information goes a long way and provides much abundance for you in your life. And I mean that from the inside of my pure soul to the outside of you. All right. CeeLo price, market sentiment, blah, blah, blah. Right. All right. So let's take a look at CeeLo now. Let me check the chat. All right. So that's CeeLo. Now, if the first thing, CMP, right? Current market price. Current market price is 25 cents. We're pretty much at the bottom. This is pretty much the bottom here. You know what? Now that I say that, you know, now that I see that, you think I'm not? As soon as I get off of here, exactly. I'm going straight to my account. Yeah. Look, so CMP, current market price 25 cents. What's next? Look to the left. Step 2, look to your left. Look to your swing low. Bam, we got a swing low. We see this is the low. It's been at this level, right? So, and then we're gonna look up to the left as well. Hold on one second. All right, we'll look up to the left, right? You can go right. You can go right here if you want to. I think that would be 2. No, that actually be correct. So we'll go 1 right here. Price target 1. Price target 2. Price target 3. This is the high. So somebody actually, oh no, that's not the high. My bad. So somebody has it up here. This candle didn't go to $10 without somebody buying. So what if you took it from this to that? I'm not going to go and do that. Maybe that happened in the long-term future, but let's just stick with what, this is 2024. I could do it, but let's not. You know what? Let's go to the monthly. We're thinking about holding this long-term. So, watch this. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to think about it on a longer-term basis. So I am changing the time frames right now. Now, this one is months to years. This is months to years. If I'm investing in crypto like this, I'm not looking to trade it. So I will switch it over. All right. So let's measure this. The bottom. I said the bottom, but just say the current market price. First target, 662. Second target. That's not the right one. 1 second, y'all. Go away. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make it go away, but it's not happening. Oh, I know what I need to do. Let me reset this real quick. And we're on CeeLo. All right. So we got 662. Bear with me one moment. We're gonna do the same example off that 500 with CeeLo USD, and we got 662. So I'm just go ahead and copy it right now, and I'll show y'all 662%, and then we have 662, and we have what's the next target? Target 2 would be 1989. Shout out to never mind. Let me not speak too much. I guess I already did, right? And then just say for the long call, if you hold it for the long call, 430, 4,300 and 4,300%. All right, so let's take a look at that, right? We're going back over here to Chat GPT. So 500 into CeeLo USD, and it increases 662 and 1989% and 500 based off that $500 that you invested, right? Because the average person could invest 500. How much would you have gained? Profit target 1, 3,800. Profit target 2, 79. This is off of 500, 79,000. Profit target 3, 3.5 million. That's crazy. Now, I'm not even saying I'm just looking at a chart. I don't even know. We don't even know if this thing is going to hold up or if it'll even happen. But do you believe in something like that? Can you imagine? Because it starts in the mind first. Can you imagine it? If you can't imagine it in your head, it definitely can't happen outside, because everything happens within before it comes without. You have to see it before you have to see it and believe it before you can achieve it. If you can't achieve it and then you believe it. We walk by faith, not by sight. The faith is what you believe. The sight is what you see. Walk by faith. Imagine what they'll look like. If you can't see it within you, of course it's not going to happen for you. Me, I'm over here, yeah, and I'm not just talking. I believe in. Do you believe? Once again, if you were a person that type 2 because you believe that this is something that it could help out people, $500. You talking about $500 to hold on to for a few years? Come on, what are we talking about? And I'm just saying 500. Islands don't cost that much. An island don't cost this much. You can get one for around this much, but they don't cost that much. You can find one a little bit less. All right. So last one that I'll go through is XLM. All right, we'll take a look at XLM. XLM is actually ranked if you look at Coin Market Cap. I believe that is the website. I may be incorrect because I don't look at it that often, but it's like Coin Market Cap, I believe. What is XLM? Let's go over to our trusty friend over here and say, what about XLM USD? What is it? All right. So let's take a look at XLM. This one right here is, I believe, it's actually ranked above the other two. So let's see. And then I'm gonna do one last thing as well. I'm gonna do one last thing before we go. All right. So what is Stellar? Stellar is a blockchain platform designed to make it super easy and cheap to send money across borders. Think of it like a global payment network for both regular people and banks. Its main goal is to connect financial systems and help move money quickly, especially for international transfers. So okay, so let me go down a little bit. Main use: fast and low cost international payments. Western Union. You had Blockbuster, you got Netflix, you got your Western Union, you got Stellar. Not saying nothing different. Do y'all know what Western Union is? Type a 3 in the chat if you know about Western Union. Type a 3 in the chat if you know about Western Union. Its own digital currency called Lumens. When you want to send dollars to someone to another, right? So the way I look at this is the same way. I see it as something that can help people. People definitely use Western Union so they could use. I'm not sure what's going on right now. People use Western Union. All right, hold on. Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. All right. So people use Western Union, and here they are. They can use XLM as well. All right. So that goes for that. And I would measure this one out. This one is already making some different movement. So stay tuned for this one because it has made movements. It's at a retail price right now. So I'm not going to do the same thing I did with the other ones regarding that. But what I wanted to do, the last thing I want to say, grade these in order based on based on how they help humanity. All right. Let's just see. CeeLo. They gave CeeLo number 1, Stellar number 2, and then VeChain will be number 3. That is the same order I have it in as well. So CeeLo is giving the unbanked, right? Stellar is providing a fast and cheap global network, and then VeChain is the supply. If you believe that those things can help someone, you're in the right place at the right time. What are you going to do with that information? So I want to leave you with that information. I thank you for tuning in to Holistic Sundays. Thank you for tuning in to Holistic Sundays. We'll continue to do these. I plan on being on YouTube weekly, and anytime the spirit move me, I want to let it groove me. You know what I'm saying? Anytime the spirit move me, I want to let it groove me. So thank you for attending today. Please share with somebody. If this information was helpful to you, type a 1 in the chat. Leave a comment. Leave a comment in the chat. People read the chat. It can be something good. It can be something bad. I don't care. It don't matter to me. I'm still going to invest, right? I'm going to invest based on the chart, not based on what anyone says. So thank you again. If take a look at the bio. There's links in the bio. There's information that you can use, apparel that you could purchase. And yeah, and if you don't have nothing for me, I don't have nothing for you. Remember this last thing before we go. It starts in the inside before you can see it on the outside. Walk by faith and not by sight. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful day. Blessings.